We are the men of Texaco. We wear the Texaco star. We like to think of...
Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 4 of our Texaco station. I got a lot done over the past couple of days. We were away at the lake for the first part of the week, so things were on hold. But then I came back, I worked a little bit yesterday, and I worked a lot of it today. And we've got quite a bit done. So let's start off with the glass. TJ and Zach are just now finishing up getting the front window in. They got the side window in a little while ago, and it's dried. We used quick shine to hold that in place. And my brother Mike sent me out some of these clamps. And I'll tell you what, these things were perfect for holding that window in. You can see here, I flipped the one up and the other one I flipped back. And it was perfect for reaching in there and grabbing a hold of that. And the rounded one pushed the window in. The flat one laid flat on here, so none of the quick shine could bleed through either side and run out into the middle of the glass. And it worked out really, really well. So I am happy to get the glass in. You can see the base trim is all done. This is glued up. So I have the wall going through here. This whole wall is glued together. Nothing on the outer frame is glued in though, because I'm just not ready for that. It'll be a little while for that. But I spent quite a bit of time yesterday trying to get these panels to drop down in this this groove that's built into the base that goes all the way around. That goes all the way around, and the base fits down inside that and locks in place on the bottom, and then everything builds on top of that, and it just wasn't fitting right. So I took my X-Acto knife, just a regular blade on it, the X-Acto knife. I put it in that trench and I drug it this way, and I can't tell you, I'm not sure what it was. It was like there was almost a mold line in there where there was the bottom of the mold and the top of the mold went into that trench, and it left a mold line like you'd see on your exhaust on the outside, but it was pushing in on both sides of that trench. So I cut all that out, and now this thing drops down in there really nice. So if you ever find one of these and you're doing that, make sure you cut that trench out. It took me about an hour to get it all the way around without just tearing everything up. So that worked out very well for me. The other thing is I took my, let me grab it here. I took my GHAD 68 airbrush, and I set my compressor up to 18 psi, and I sprayed the whole base with quick shine. This has a number 5 tip in it, and let me tell you what, when you pull that trigger back, you get a lot of quick shine out of there really fast. So it only took me 5 minutes at the most I set this up this way, so that I set the base up this way. All the walls were out of the way, of course. And I just sprayed that thing like it was a panel on a car. And I'm telling you, with that 0.5 in there, this thing blows out some quick shine. Like I said, I was done in like 5 minutes. It took me longer to clean the airbrush out than it did to spray it. So I did that, and while that was drying, I'm going to spin you up and over. I made a door for the shop, so you can close this off when he's talking to people inside here. So the door is just, I cut a panel out. This is just this panel hole cut out, and then I built a frame around it. Use the door, what I cut out of here, the waste is the door. I cut the window out of that, and then I used part of a Q-tip container for the glass for that, and that worked out real well. And then for the handle, I had a piece of round stock it's just sitting on, or it's just glued on there. It needs to be painted the silver, like I did the front door. Let me zoom in here a little bit. The front door, I painted the outer part of it silver. I didn't try to go all the way back to the base of the door. And the reason I didn't do that is because I don't think the knob would look right. I don't really like these knobs. I'm going to try to find a bead or something that I can put on them for the outer ring of the knob and push it back in there a little bit. So right now I'm going to stop with them right there the way it is. And in the future sometime, maybe I'll be able to find something to correct with that. So the next thing I did after that is I painted all the, let me back you back out here so it's not like trying to do x-rays. I painted all the trim and got all the inner wall painted here and looking nice. I did these, I did the brackets over there, a whole bunch of stuff. Then I painted the window frames on the inside flat aluminum, and I wanted to do that just to give a little bit of a contrast. Everything's white or green, so I did the silver in there because those would have been aluminum frame windows anyhow, and I wanted to have some contrast to it. So there's that. You can see the door, or the back opening is open right now. That's going to be where all my electronics go. I'll run most of the wires down underneath and out. I will be making a pretty good sized base for this, so I can get those wires out to like where the sign is, the pumps. I'm going to have a pump right up here. I'll have a pump maybe going this way on the side, or maybe even two pumps somehow. We'll see, but I think I'm going to do the pump in front of the window, and then a pump over here, like on the side where it goes to the restroom, and then over on this corner out here is, oh geez, I'm sorry, Tim, is where the sign's going to go. But there's that. Like I said, the trench took me the most time. Then I decided it's time to weather the garage floor. So I had a lot of fun doing that. It was, you know, finally something that wasn't building a building, which I'm honest with you, I'm not a big scratch building person. So this is all new to me, and not that I'm not having fun, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. So this is started out with the Tamiya's Weathermaster D. I used the oil, and I went around where the post would go in, and here and there in there to oil up the floor, making spots and lines and marks and stuff like that. And when I was happy with that, I came in with Tamiya's panel liner. This is the gray. And I went like over here in the corner with the gray, and back here, and put a couple of spots. And then with those, I just let them dry so that they made good stains. There'll be stains on the floor. I mean, it'll get into the paint, and it is what it is. So when I was done with that, I came back the third time with the panel liner black. And I made a few spots here and there, like back in here. I came in, and then I took it and I wiped some of them up with the Q-tip and gave it to look like somebody ran a mop over it or a rag, and got most of it up, but then the rest of it etched in to the floor. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I even brought out some pastels. And remember, I told you I was going to do the front with the yellow, and I did that. I decided, instead of airbrushing it where it would be very, very even, I taped it all off. And all it is an even strip of Tamiya's paint, or Tamiya's tape, and then I put a piece of tape where the paint would be, and I came back with another one, took this tape off and moved it to the next, and I just worked my way down. I did that just with like a dry brushing with Tamiya's yellow. I'm not sure what color that is, and I think if I try to reach for it, I'll get everybody seasick. But then I came back with the pastels and I dirtied it up a little bit because cards are going to go in and out. Let's open this up because I did run those inside too. I followed those lines inside. I took the pastels and I dirtied up. Now that this is open, it's in the way. I dirtied up where everybody walks in and out through the door, and a few other places too, just to make things broken up and not even. So I like how the shadow line on the floor from this. Oh, speaking of that, the other thing I did is I listened to some comments and I cut these walls down a 1/2 inch. And what that'll do is that'll make it to where when I put the roof on here, the roof isn't sitting up like this. And you guys are right. I was just being lazy, straight up. So I lowered this down. That roof will now sit down on top of this. And I'll still be able to put a drop light in. I'll have fluorescent lights and LEDs running here and there. But that'll lower it down below the soffit line so that it won't just be laying on top of everything, which is exactly what I was going to do. Is I was going to go lazy and just cut it to fit or do an overhang a little bit. But this is, these were flat roofs. They didn't have an overhang. The soffit, this piece was supposed to stand proud so you could see it instead of see the roof line. What I'll do is I'll put a little vent here so it's like a vent going to the restroom, and I'll put a vent somewhere over here in the shop, one of those spinner vents. And I'll find like a drawer pull, and then I'll paint it to look like one of those spinner vents on the top. And that'll give me a way to lift the roof up out of the way, because I'll probably just use masonite for the roof. That'll be an easy way to glue my LEDs on and run conduit on there to hide the wires and things. So we are at this point, and right now I'm going to say that this is where I'm going to stop with the build for the body. I need to get the lift built, and I need to get the air compressor built, just so I can get to the point to where I know where I am and I know where things are going to be, so that I can run wires. And then I can glue this up and go from there. But like I said before, this is a long-term build. So I'm not going to try to build everything all at once. I will stop from here to the, for now and then, and go on and do a different project and then come back to this. So let me pause you here and I'll show you where we're going to go next. You know what? I did say I was going to show you what I'm going to do next, but I want to stop and show you what I worked on here. While I was doing everything, I had the pop machine set on the wall inside the shop. And I thought, you know what? I need to have just a little bit of a break. So I decided to paint the pop bottles. And I think they came out really, really nice. What I did is I started out by painting the whole base all the way around with Tamiya's XF68, their NATO brown. And I flooded it in between each one of the pop bottles, just on the outer ring. I didn't try to go in between them all on the inside, because that would have just messed everything up. So I painted the outer ring, and I painted this, and I will put the Coca-Cola decals on here, but I wanted a good base coat to cover up that clear. And then from there, I took my X19 smoke. This is a clear smoke that you would do for the window visor, for the like that part of the smoke part above the window where the mirror goes for the sunshade. I took this and I flooded in between every one of these bottles down there all the way to the base, and as soon as I did that, these bottles darkened up, and it looked like the bottles are full of pop. Even when I take this off, because this is dry enough now to take off, you can see that makes no difference. So these things are about as good as you can get. Then the last thing I did is I took my X7 and I painted the bottle caps on the top. And I did that with 3 of these cases. It came with 4, but I went with 3 of them that were full to the brim. And then I thought, I wonder if I could make it look like half of this thing's full. Because you just can't leave well enough alone. So I went and did the same thing. I painted that brown all the way around the outer ring and on the sides, and that helps block the light some. And then underneath this, let me take this one off. I did a light block with the NATO brown just under the ones that I wanted to have full. And then I flipped it over and I painted just those with the smoke. And now I got a half full container. And I think that worked out extremely well. Just took the red and I put it on the ones that weren't open, and the ones that were drained, just left alone. So now I got some pop bottles that will, I'll stack them up on top of them like that. And I think that looks perfect. So these will go in the corner next to the pop machine. I think I might go with the pop machine in the, put it in the airbrush, paint it all red, get it ready to go. This part I'll have to hand paint. The brown, the decal didn't come with it, which is no big deal because that'll give me more practice on painting my my wood grain. So I'm expecting this to go in a stripper at least 12 times. But there's the pop machine and the pop bottles. I'm extremely happy with that. And now let's talk about what I'm going to build next. So I'm going to pull out the tow truck. Let me pull this up and out of the way here. I'm going to pull out the tow truck, and we're going to build the tow truck next. I'll start this probably Saturday. I'm going to do some run around tomorrow with the wife. I had the whole week off. We went to the lake, had a blast up there with the dogs. I'll throw a couple of pictures in with this, or with the build update on the Facebook page. But I'm going to do this. I already have colors laid out. I'm going to go with green fenders and a red body, but I'm going to try something new. Instead of using the park green, I think I might go with dark green, X5, and add chrome silver to it, the X11, like I did on my other build, on the El Dorado build. And I'm going to do that with the green, and then the red I have a brand new bottle of X7 because this is about shot, but I'm going to try adding a little bit of black to this and then adding the chrome silver to that. So I'll darken that red up and then I'll brighten it back up with the chrome silver so it doesn't look like it's pink. I don't want a pink work truck. But my plans is instead of making this a beat up old work truck, which I was going to do at first and see if you guys think this will look cool, is I'm going to detail the snot out of this thing, make it clean as a whistle, have it as the shop truck, not only as a tow truck, but as like take it to the shows and promote the Texaco station. It comes with trophies in there, and I think we're going to use it. I'll take the trophy and actually build a tow truck back on the trophy and then Molotov pen that. But I got a bunch of plans for this. This is where we're going to go Saturday. So the Texaco station's going to be put on hold until this is done. And then when this is done, I'll come back and we'll do a couple of videos where I build the compressor and I build the lift. So stand by because we're going to have a blast here. Thanks again for watching and following along. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow.